Hey guys, welcome back to our house build. It's still raining outside. It actually got pretty bad last night. I wanted to get on the siding, got this T111 plywood siding to put on the west side and the east side of the house, but I don't want to do it in the rain. I don't want to trap moisture behind that plywood siding. So we're going to be inside today. I got a bunch of free cabinets a while back. This cabinet is going to be a permanent cabinet. The rest of the free cabinets we've got are kind of a temporary thing to get us in the house and have a place to store plates and dishes and food and all kinds of stuff. But this one's going to hold our kitchen sink up. So we need this one to be fairly permanent. And I don't know, it's kind of falling apart. It's pretty old. I don't really know how cabinets are built. I've never built one before, but I've seen a couple YouTube videos. There seems to be a couple different ways to build them, a few different ways to attach everything together. I'm going with the pocket hole screw method. You can see the attachment method if you look inside the cabinet, whereas some people use dowel pins and glue them together and you can't see any kind of attachment. But the pocket hole screws seem to be an easy way for a beginner to make cabinets, so that's the way I'm going. I've got to rebuild the sides on this. They've got some water damage at the bottom. It's also kind of thin MDF fiberboard. So I've got some 3/4 inch MDF fiberboard right there. I've also got some 3/4 inch plywood over there. And what I want to do is rebuild this with thicker walls to it, really seal it up so it doesn't get any moisture damage in the future. Our kitchen sink is going to sit on top of this piece of plywood or MDF, whatever we put here. And then our countertop is going to sit on top of that. So as you look at our sink, it'll look like an under countertop mount, under sink mount, something like that. But it will actually be sitting on top of a piece of plywood and kind of sandwiched in the middle there. So let's get on taking this thing apart, figure out how this is made, and see if I can manage to rebuild it. So that's done. These are all the pieces to this cabinet. And this backing piece, we're not even gonna need. Set that over there for now. Get over there. The two side pieces we're gonna use for templates so we can make new pieces out of that 3/4 inch MDF. These are the two shelves. They're the same. We don't need a shelf in the middle because our kitchen sink is going in this cabinet, so we need as much space as we can get. These were actually dovetailed in to these grooves. This is all dovetailed joints. I couldn't figure out, I didn't see any staples in the outside, any nails. They seemed loose, like they weren't glued. I didn't think about the fact they might be dovetailed in there. This is the most important piece because I don't know how to make this and have it be perfectly flat and square. And right now, I mean, it's already made, pocket holes already drilled, nice and straight. So that saves me the headache of trying to figure out how to make this perfectly flat and even and smooth for now. I'll have to figure that out later when I go to build the rest of the cabinets for the house, but I want to get this piece in first. For now, the side pieces are what we need to kind of concentrate on. They're really thin. Actually ended up mostly breaking, just tapping the thing apart. But we use these for templates and cut out 2 more sides out of 3/4 inch MDF. See what's in here. Instruction manuals. And you might think the red guard's a little bit of overkill. It might be, but I'm a realist and I understand that this kitchen sink cabinet is gonna have a leak at some point. Whether it's a water line going up to the faucet or part of the drain coming off the garbage disposal, it's gonna leak and you're not gonna be there for that first drip to hit this wood. The longer the water sits in the bottom, the worse it's gonna destroy this piece of MDF fiberboard down here. The red guard is gonna keep that from happening. I did build up, I put this extra board in the back, so when the water builds up a little bit, it comes out the front of the cabinet. This lets me see it. As I walk up to the cabinet, hey, there's water on the floor. I should probably go down there and check for a leak, fix that leak before it destroys my cabinet. After this red guard dries in here and I can touch it and flip it over, I'm gonna flip the whole thing over and red guard the bottom of it, the bottom 4 inches, inside and out, underneath, everything. That way if the dishwasher leaks, the water creeps over to the counter, it doesn't destroy the bottom of the cabinet, forcing me to replace the whole cabinet. I will paint the inside of this cabinet white. It might take a few layers of white to cover up the red guard, but I don't want to open my cabinet and have red. I'd rather have white. White reflects the light so you can see all your cleaning supplies, whatever's down there, you can see what's going on. So the inside of this will be white eventually. It wasn't really as hard as I thought to make this cabinet. I've had the pocket hole jig, pocket screws, glue, this piece of fiberboard. I've had it all for over a month and I've been sitting around waiting to do it because it was always, I thought it was gonna be harder than it was. I've never built a cabinet and it was just kind of an overwhelming thought, I guess. That pocket hole jig makes everything super easy. It's really easy to figure out how to dial it in. It's got marks on it for the thickness of wood you're using. You set the marks, drill the holes, put some glue on it and a screw in it and it's done. Super easy. It's gonna make making cabinets for the rest of this house really fast and really easy. The other cabinets I make are not gonna be made out of 3/4 inch MDF fiberboard. That part was definitely overkill. But like I said, I want this cabinet to last. It's gonna be underneath the kitchen countertop, right next to the stove, right next to the dishwasher, really hard to replace it later. So I wanna make sure it lasts, I wanna make sure it's strong. I don't want anything to happen to it. Take it easy, guys. Have fun and go make something.